Hello everyone, it is Brandon from the Fly Shop, and if you're watching this, you've recently purchased one of our interior stillwater fly tying starter kits. So congratulations on that and welcome to fly tying. Yes, it can be a little intimidating to start, but hopefully the kit as well as these videos will make it a little easier for you. So in this series, you're going to have 6 videos covering half of the bugs you're able to tie with the kit. You'll learn all the skills needed in these 6 videos to not only tie the remaining 6 bugs in the kit, but to also tie all kinds of stillwater bugs as you move forward in your tying progression. If you feel confident after tying these 12, head over to the Fly Guys channel. I have tons of videos that have been put up over there, and you can have all kinds of patterns to help you succeed out on the water. So without further ado, let's head over to the vise and let's spin up some bugs. Okay, let's tie the zucchini. So first off, I mentioned in one of the leech videos that we do our beads a little different on the crons. And so for chironomids, I like to have the larger hole of the bead facing forward. On my leeches, I do the small hole forward, but the angle of the bead is a little bit shallower on the small hole side, so this allows us to create a nice smooth collar on a bit nicer surface than if we were to do on this side. So put the larger hole towards the hook eye, and then with this one I'm just going to do a few wraps to get tied in, then trim out my tag instead of going all the way down. The key to these chironomids is to keep them nice and thin. So I'm going to spin my bobbin counterclockwise quite often while I'm tying these. I just want to keep my thread nice and flat. And as you wrap, you twist the thread up and it cords it. And by twisting it counterclockwise, you flatten it out and it keeps a much smoother body, which makes wrapping your materials super easy. So now we got to build a taper here. And what I like to do for a taper is what I call the 1 bead, 2 bead, 3 bead method. It's really easy. You just use the bead as a guide for building your taper. So I've gone about 1 bead length here. Now I'm going to go about 2 bead lengths and then come right back up. And all you're trying to do is keep your thread wraps right side by side to one another. So take your time with it and just try to lay each wrap right beside the other one to make things nice and smooth. So I'll go down about 1 more bead and then I can come up, and you'll see as I come up it's building it up a little bit more each time, and now we've got a nice soft taper there, and that's all we're looking for. So once our taper's built, now we can just tie in our materials, wrap everything up, and away we go. So I'm going to grab the red wire, and I'll do it on this side just so you see. I'm just going to tuck it in right on the right up to the bead on the side of the shank. So that's what it's going to look like. Do that on my side here, and then same thing, keep things nice and smooth. And I'm just going to cover that red wire up as I wrap down, and I'll go about 1 more bead length and stop right about there. You can see my thread's on about a 45 to the hook point, so if you use that, then you'll keep a nice consistent sizing to your chironomids, because if you tie one down to here and the next one down to here, this could be a 12, this could be a this could be a 14, this could be a 12. So I want to try and keep those nice and consistent. Now I'm going to come in with some black hollow tinsel, and I'm just going to lay it just like so on my side. And then as I come up, it's going to carry it kind of to the top, and then I've got it locked in. And now I can just create nice smooth wraps and bring this right up to the hook eye, and I've got a nice smooth taper and all my materials are ready to go. So first I'll take the hollow tinsel and wind that up the body, and all I'm trying to do here is touching turns, side by side, not overlapping too much. Don't want to build up bulk, but I'll just wrap that up right to behind the bead, and then come up over top, tie that off, one wrap, two wraps over top, pull it back, one wrap, two wraps in front. That's got it secured in. Now I'll come in, and with tinsels, if you just nick the edge of this, like so, instead of trying to cut it all the way off, then just pull. Maybe I didn't nick it enough, I guess. Bing. Then it basically gives hardly any thread left over there. And then I'm just going to throw in a couple extra wraps just to make everything nice and secure. Now, this next step, depending on the material you're using, you may want to counter rib these, which means wrap in the opposite direction. I glue all my flies, so for me it's not a big deal, but if you're not going to glue them, then go the opposite way. But here I'm just doing open spiral turns, almost barber poling this up, and I'm shooting for 5 to 7 segments. And then same as the tinsel, once I get that wire up, I'll capture it with my thread, some good wraps, a couple in front to lock it in, and then go back to our helicopter, and we'll just spin and pull, and that wire will pop out and we save our scissors. Then a couple wraps, and you can come in with the whip finisher and throw 2 or 3 turns in here, and that's all there is to it. Trim that out of there, and you have a zucchini. So a nice even spacing on the ribs, nice gentle taper, and a clean little thorax ready to fish. So I coat these all in crazy glue. You can use UV resin, you can use glue, you can use, there's tons of stuff out there, but crazy glue is the easiest and it dries real quick. Plus it makes these things last a long time. So that's what we coat our flies in. You're welcome to coat yours however you like, but that's all there is to the zucchini.